but we're cleaning up this section of our yard, which is next to the woods here. It was all covered in honeysuckle and a bunch of other briars and trash, dead branches and things. So I had my compost over here, and it's not completely rotted down, and my plan was to just kind of push it off to the side and plant my larger varieties of squash and pumpkin and whatnot in there. But instead of doing that, I decided to just make a garden bed. So I had some 4x4 type boards, and there was a couple of old split rail fence that we found back in the woods that are kind of half rotted but still pretty stable. So I used those for the sides, and I've basically mounded my compost up underneath of the top layer of dirt. So we have some nice mounds on the back of it and on one side, and I'm going to go ahead and put some larger varieties of squash in there, and maybe one summer squash on the corner. Today was squash day. Let's see here. Yesterday was our last average frost date, and it's been a fairly mild winter, and things have been warming up quite a lot lately. And sometimes when things are like this, you know, you're slightly concerned that you'll have a late snap, but I really don't think we're gonna have one this year. And if we do, I've got plenty of things I can kind of protect my little seedlings and whatnot. I don't think it's anything that's going to last. We're not going to get a blizzard or anything like that, hopefully. So today was squash day, and I planted all of my squash. I was going to start my summer squash indoors and then transplant it out, but I decided it'd probably grow better if I just put it right where it's gonna be. So I went ahead and did that. I'm not planting my cucumbers or my watermelons yet. I think it's still a little bit too cool. So in a week or two, maybe, I'll plant those. I want to check a little bit on, you know, best time to plant them. I'm not very professional at watermelon and cucumbers. Me and melons don't get along. Oh, you found a piece of wood? Oh, you can play with it. You can take it. Okay. Anyway, so I have 3 places that I have planted squash. I have my long bed, which has 3 patches of summer squash in it. One on one end, one in the middle, one on the other end. And I have another bed that's just winter squash, some other little things, you know, radishes, whatever in there, but mostly it's for the winter squash. And that has butternut and Cushaw and green acorn squash, which is what I planted in the first part of the video. I was supposed to have a little talking piece there, but I don't know if it got messed up or I just didn't push the button all the way or what, but it didn't happen. So, that's what's in those ones. Oh, the summer squash I have planted out is lemon squash, desi squash, and Cocazella squash, which I'm really hoping the Cocazella squash grows, because last year I didn't get anything off of it and then the plant died and I only have 3 seeds left, so I planted all 3 of them and prayed over them real good. So we'll see. And then my last patch of squash is over here, that I showed you earlier. So that's mostly vining squash and mostly winter squash. I did put some golden crookneck in there, like up towards the front. I have a pumpkin that I saved seeds off of last year. I'm not sure the exact variety. It's a larger orange pumpkin, but it's kind of flat. I'm not sure exactly what variety it is. I put some Connecticut field squash over there and some Hopi pale gray squash. What else did I put over there? I also threw some Delacata seeds in, but I don't know if they'll grow or not. Last year they just barely grew and then they died. It was seeds I had saved from squash I bought. So those are just kind of thrown in there as extras and see if they grow or not. But yeah, so that's my squash for this year, all planted. Hopefully it all does well. If any of them don't, I have extra seeds I can throw in there. This part over here, I'm going to just kind of, it's not going to be very well organized. It'll just be very companion planty and probably quite overgrown. I'm going to throw a bunch of marigolds in there, and the squash can just kind of grow in and around them, and hopefully that'll protect the squash a bit. And probably some patches of flowers and other things over there. Anyway, so I'll show you that more later on, but I'm feeling good about it. I pretty much just buried my whole compost pile from last year in that bed, so it should be good. And I think I might put at least one of my hibiscus over there on the corner of that. That might be a good spot for it. I haven't really decided yet, so we'll see how that goes. But anyway, yeah, it's spring and the weather's nice and everything's growing really good, and we've been having lots and lots of nice evenings spent outside before bed. So life is good. I'm getting lots of stuff done. And there's lots of stuff growing, and there's going to be more stuff growing. I made jelly this morning, and we're working on some sourdough, and I gotta bottle up some kefir later. So it's a pretty good day. Hope your day's going as good as mine, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.